Okay, everybody, welcome back to week 3, third week of the 850 credit team credit mentorship workshop. We had a recess for 1 week, a break, grace period. Week 1 and 2, we went into some key things, how to audit a credit report, also the credit sweep procedure. Now, the credit sweep procedure starts to take effect within 4 days. So if you haven't got results now, it's either you probably haven't started the procedure or you haven't checked. All right, so before we go into today's lessons, I want to recap on week 1 and 2. And I want to open up the floor for any questions, comments, concerns from the first week, 1 and 2. I know we got some new people joining in, but you just have to kind of catch up, review the recording for 1 and 2, week 1 and 2, and begin the procedure. But if you have any questions, let's open up the floor now for previous week 1 and 2 before I do a review on week 1 and 2. So go ahead and unmute yourselves. So I know it should be plenty of questions. Don't everybody be shy now. We're not speaking in front of the whole world. Just us on here.
Okay, I guess I'll kick it off.
Thank you.
I was going to say, going back to the debt validation letters, can you go over what you were meaning by conditional acceptance again?
Okay, that's a great question. So let's go into the law about this right here. So the conditional acceptance is a debt validation. Now, debt validation is not necessarily a denial of payment. So anytime somebody sends you an instrument, what you call a bill, you have options to take, right? You can either honor the bill or dishonor the bill. If you honor the bill, it's 2 ways you can honor a bill. You can either accept it for value, and that's a discharge with your status correction procedure, or you can do what we're doing right now. It's a debt validation, and that's in the form of a conditional acceptance. Now, a conditional acceptance is saying that I will pay on the condition that you can prove your claim that I have to pay and I'm obligated, I'm bound to this debt. So that's the basis of a 609 letter. 609 letter is in the form of a conditional acceptance for value. The only difference is what we doing, we don't send out letters, we actually send out affidavits. So when we do our debt validation, it's in the realm of a conditional acceptance for value. Because we telling them, according to Title 15 USC 1692, that they are to validate this debt. And if they can't validate the debt, then they have failed to prove their claim. So this process what you're studying is in that form. So the conditional acceptance is just that. Now, you have another way you can deal with an instrument or a bill, and that's in going dishonor. You go on dishonor by two ways: by refusing to pay the bill, or by ignoring the bill, which is called a tacit acquiescence, and that's silence by agreement. So anytime somebody sends you a bill and you just deny to pay it, you just dishonored the bill. Or if you ignore it, you just went in dishonor as well. Because the trick of this game is an honor and dishonor process. And to understand that, you just have to look at it like this. Anytime somebody sends you something, the golden rule is never to deny it. It's always ask them a question. So it's always to answer a question with a question. So whoever answered the question is the person in commercial law that's in default. That's the person who loses. The person of sovereignty or the creditor always asks the question or makes the claim. So whoever making the claim against you, your rebuttal is not to argue the claim, because then you make the claim real. So you'll make a debt real by arguing. What you mean by arguing? Somebody send you a bill and they say you owe $100. You turn around and say, I only owe $95. I don't owe the whole $100. You just made an artificial debt into reality by causing what they call controversy. Now they can take you to court. Now they can sue you because it's controversy. So the trick, what I'm showing you, is how to avoid controversy by arguing the claim and making it real, because it wasn't a real debt in the first place. Because have they proven that it was a real debt by a valid contract? No. So why are you arguing? Your first response should be a question. Can you provide proof of claim? That's a conditional acceptance. That's saying I accept it. I'm not denying it. What you saying, your claim, you might have rights to that claim, but I just don't recall. So can you provide me with competent proof? That keeps you in honor in this commercial game. So that goes from any debt to the court to pulling you over, because they all debt collectors. So you either gonna accept it for value or conditional accept it. That's how you stay in honor. When you go on the other side and start arguing and ignoring stuff, you go right in dishonor.
Does that apply for the IRS as well?
Anybody that make a claim against you for a debt, that's your position. The IRS make a claim for a debt, they send you something, the IRS say, you owe this, that's a claim. Just simply asking to prove that claim. Now it's different ways you can deal with that strategy. Some people do it with a special appearance or a coyo with rento. Or they do it with the conditional acceptance value. It might do it with 609 letter. It's different ways to skin a cat, but as long as you understand what you're doing.
What did you call it? The special appearance?
Yeah, special appearance. That'll be dealing with a special appearance deal with more of court. Like if you got court and they summons you to court, they claim you did something, they claim you owe something, you did something. So they want you to appear. So the conditional acceptance for court is called a special appearance. So you making a special appearance to say, provide proof of your claim. Provide proof of your claim. Provide where I breached the contract or I damaged somebody's property or somebody claims some damages. Prove the damages. Show me proof of the claim of any damages or any violation of law. So it's just about when we get instruments, you people making a claim against, first of all, you got to know what's a claim. Let's go to Black's Law Dictionary. Who got Black's Law Dictionary?
I just have the PDF.
You got the PDF. Y'all got to get the physical books before y'all really can defend yourself. Because they're going to shut these internets off pretty soon anyway. But then the PDF version is missing keywords and key definitions. I'm going to read it to you off Black's Law Dictionary, page 247. This is this is 6th edition. Claim: to demand as one's own or as one's right, semicolon, to assert, semicolon, to urge, semicolon, to assist, semicolon, a cause of action. So I'm gonna summarize from there. So it's telling you it's the demand somebody made on you. That's a claim. Or they assert something against you, or they urge or insist something, or a cause of action. A cause of action is a court claim. So anytime you got a claim against you, really it's called a cause. That's why they call it cause number. That's in law, that's what it's supposed to be, but we deal with charges. Because see, a cause or cause of action means that you had an injured party. So in law, that's the correct thing to call it. But what you're dealing with is a charge when you go to court. In North America, there's no causes of action. It's only charges. And there's no contracts. It's only security agreements. So you got to know, anytime somebody make a claim on you, you hear the more say, challenge jurisdiction. Challenge the jury. But what is challenging jurisdiction? Challenging jurisdiction is staying in honor and asking them simply to prove their claim. If a judge make a claim and say he can do something, just ask him to prove it. If you say I gotta come in your court, then prove that claim to me by showing me evidence of you having the authority. Who gives you the authority to charge me? That's the jurisdiction, means authority. Who gives you the authority to charge me for a cable bill? Who gives you authority to charge me for a traffic ticket? Who gave you that authority? Because I so didn't. The only way you can get authority is through Article 3 of the Constitution. As a U.S. citizen, only way Moors can get jurisdiction in North America is through a treaty. So you got to support this with some type of contract that says, signed by some parties that said that you even have this authority. If you can't prove that, then your claim is null and void and is no longer valid. I don't care what you say out your mouth. It's not valid. It's null and void. That's been upheld in law for the last 250 years. That if anybody is lacking jurisdiction or authority to make a claim against you, then the claim they make against you is mute. It's silent. It's dead. It's dead in the eyes of the law. It's civil mortuus. So what we call this in the secure party world, the administrative process. That's what you're going to hear that magic term. These all mean the same thing. So I'm giving you the concept of all this so you can understand it. I don't care what term they use. You'll know. Only thing you always ask them for is proof of claim. It's administrative process. Because ain't no courts. Ain't no courts in North America. Only thing that we got is administrators. We got bar members acting as judges, doing business as a judge. But he really just administrator. He just a referee. And he really ruling you on commercial maxims. The 10 commercial maxims, I put in my book, Self-Law. But it deals with the administrative process. It's all about sending an affidavit, and whoever don't answer to the last claim or affidavit, they lose by default. Commercial maxims means commercial principles. You got 10 ancient principles. Before the UCCs was made, we been had the UCCs. That was called the 10 commercial codes or 10 commercial maxims. The first commercial maxim is a servant is worthy of his hire. That means if somebody actually contracted with you, you actually in law owe somebody, then you should pay. You shouldn't fraud nobody. You shouldn't hold nobody payment. You shouldn't wait till the next day to pay them. Pay them as soon as they done with their work.
Can you go into the difference between a debt note and a negotiable instrument? Or is it the same thing?
A debt note and negotiable instrument, that's something you're going to have to look up. Those two separate things. A debt note is just what it says. It's a note that indicates a debt. Somebody owes a debt. So a debt note is anything somebody signs to say they promise to pay something. Promissory note is a debt note. Same thing. I don't want to get too far in a secured party credit because we want to stick to these credit procedures in the credit report. But when you're dealing with a debt note and what you asked me, a negotiable instrument, they could be the same thing. A negotiable instrument is debt note is in the category of negotiable instrument. You have negotiable instruments and non-negotiable instruments. We have to go through more of like a UCC class to understand negotiable instruments and non-negotiable instruments. That's really not required to discharge your credit report using this dispute process we using.
Okay,
That
yeah, I've
would be
been
more.
studying
That
both of
would be
them.
more. Yeah, that would be more for acceptance for value, secured party procedures. You know, that would be more for you have to know that, you know, when you, especially when you're dealing in a secured party world and you got your status corrected and you want to discharge things by accepting for value. And then you can use promissory notes, debt notes, you can use all types of instruments, you know. But with this procedure right here, it's as simple as knowing that at the end of the day, you being frauded. You never signed a contract. All you signed was agreements. When you signed your agreement, it was 72 hours. It was securitized and put in a bank account as collateral. You don't have to prove all that. You don't even have to know all that. All you have to do is follow instructions. Ask them for proof of that. Let them prove it. The burden of proof is on them. It don't matter if you know what you know. It's all about what you can prove.
The 72-hour thing, is that the same as the commercial paper trade?
Commercial what?
Paper trade?
What's that?
I was looking up something about holder in due course, and they mentioned that commercial paper trades are rampant, like they go on all the time and people don't know. And it just kind of sounded like it was what you were talking about as far as the 72-hour thing.
No, what we talking about is called ABS, asset-backed securities. So every time you sign a contract, it turns to an ABS. You look that up. So that's an asset-backed security. So that's with your student loans, your mortgages, everything goes into a pool. After 72 hours, it's pulled together and sold to the IMF after it go through like MERS and things like that. But I don't want to get too much into that because we have things like we already 30 minutes in, so I'm pretty sure more people have questions. And we want to stick to the procedure because the thing is, have you even started your procedure and removed things off your credit report? You can't get into all the discharge and stuff and you ain't got to the first part. First part, do you know how to get funds off your unlimited credit through your credit? Your social security number is unlimited credit. Discharging is not credit. Credit means they give you something. Discharging is how you pay for it. Or dismiss the charge. So we're not dealing with dismissing the charge. We're dealing with debt that's already been in default, removing off the credit report, and then obtaining funds from your social security number from lenders, banks, credit unions. That's the game plan you stay in right now. When you receive bills and debts, that's a different side of the coin. But first, you have to know how to accumulate assets using your credit and start working for it. Because if you're going to work right now, you have the money problems. Yeah, you should be thinking about discharging the debt, but you definitely should be working both sides of the coin, is what I'm saying. And you just got to focus on one thing at a time. Become a master of earning money. I know my brother, Tactical Judah, had got some great results. He started the process. Brother, you mind giving a testimony of that?
Oh yeah, sure. Um, I pretty much started the process from the start. I just went from step one and kind of just went down. So after I submitted everything, the affidavit, my FTC report, I sent those certified mail. I think it was like February the 12th. They received it by February the 16th. And then I went on and double tapped and uploaded my information online as well. I uploaded, I think it was either the 19th or the 20th when I uploaded it. By the 22nd, the first thing came off. And then this morning, I had, let's say, 15 inquiries came off. I had 2 credit cards removed, and I also had a $41,000 auto loan removed all this morning.
Praise Allah.
So I mean, if you're thinking that the process doesn't work, I can tell you right now it does. And that was within literally a couple days. I called Experian this morning just to double check and see if they received it. And when I talked to the lady, she was a little rude when I spoke to her. But I wanted to make sure that they had received my certified mail. She said that they received it. And I let them know that I knew that once they received those reports, that they had 5 days to remove that information from my report. And it had been over 5 days. So I was asking what the status update was. And she told me, well, we just didn't remove it. I said, okay, so are you voluntarily telling me that you're violating the FCRA? Because you guys are regulated by the FCRA. And she's like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we didn't take it off. So I'm like, okay. I just wanted to make sure you guys did it, and I do know my rights under the FCRA, and I plan on moving forward with it. We got off the phone. I would say maybe like 3 hours later. That's when all the accounts started coming off my account. So I mean, they definitely know what it is. They know what's up. And when you let them know the truth of your rights, then you definitely get to see.
That's what's up, bro.
praise Allah. Islam. You have to come out and come back in. But I heard you though, brother. You still there? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Yeah, that's a great testimony. Thank you for that, brother. And you got in the class. Did you start in the first week or the second week?
No, I came in the first week.
You came in the first week, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you guys can see, that's a live testimony. Within days, this will work. Like, I should be hearing testimonies from everybody, especially if you from week one. I should hear testimonies from everybody right now. If you still skeptical and things like that, and you trying to learn, I get it, but you're gonna learn by hands-on. You're not gonna learn by sitting on the side, steady reading a book. You study wrong, you study wrong. I'm here to tell you, all knowledge is to be applied immediately. You got to test it out, see if it's right or wrong for yourself, and you're gonna learn from your own mistakes, which you need to polish up on. All you have to do is know your rights. The brother said, I know my rights. He didn't have to sit there and read the dictionary to him. He just knew his rights and stood firm. I just want to check to see if y'all got it. No argument. You don't have to be a legal scholar or nothing. The paperwork speak for you. That's the whole reason why we put the whole package together for you, so you can just follow instructions, and then you should be showing me results. I've done this for over 150 families over the last 24 months. Nobody on here can tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. So you think you know something, put it back in your pocket. Go empty your cup so I can fill it up with something. Because I know this process works. If you ain't getting the results, you ain't doing it.
Facts.
Hey, brother, can I chime in real quick?
Please.
So, and just so y'all know, I know a little bit about credit repair. Like I've already removed student loans and things like that from my report. So it's not like this is the first time I'm hearing this information, but the information was so powerful because of how quickly it worked. You know, like sending debt validation, stuff like that. Yeah, you can start that process, but it takes a lot longer versus the way brothers laid this out for you. It's pretty much step by step. So if you follow it step by step, you're not going to have any issues. It keeps it simple, and you have the actual US code that you can refer to. So like even when I talked to the lady this morning, I wasn't arguing with her. I didn't raise my voice. I just let her know that I was aware of the US code that said if I dispute this information and I send in a FTC report and an affidavit, and it says that this has to be removed from my report, and I wanted her to know that I was aware of that. And she was definitely you could tell she was a little pissed off about it. I don't know why, but she was irritated. But once again, I was able to see results within hours, and like I said, I've never seen nothing work like that before. I've definitely gotten results myself, but not within that short period of time.
It's long. Because what y'all guys don't know.
I actually just sent mine off in the mail, so I'm gonna double back and upload mine too as well. I also myself have been through the whole, I know the 15 USCs and all of that. I've been back and forth with these companies, and like the way this brother laid this out, like this is clear cut to the point, over and done with.
It's long. Thank you for that. And what I want to say is that, like, Morris, this course I'm giving you, I guarantee a credit sweep procedure will cost you $3K anywhere else. I paid $3K for this. I worked for financial education services before I even started jumping on credit repair. I didn't just come out, I learned some words and start. Nah, I went trying to do my own credit first. I was successful in moving my mother's student loans and things like that. Then I went on to work for financial educational services. I worked for there for a year. I learned plenty procedures from them. And then I seen the difference with how people was waiting 6 months to a year, sending off letters back and forth. I had some brothers from Chicago. Right now, these brothers getting so much money and credit is ridiculous. But they told me, bro, you got to learn the credit sweep. If you know they
Excuse me,
fraud,
brother
they
Judah.
can't pay the claim, you got to speed up the process and get to the funding. These brothers charge $3,000. I'm giving this for a huge discount. And I'm telling you from my research, and you hearing from testimony from competent people who studied this material. And I'm pretty sure y'all studied this material. That's why y'all here, because your procedures probably didn't work 100%.
Yeah, I was actually a part of FES too for a couple of years.
So you know FES is huge company. And you know they don't even touch student loans at all.
They don't even talk about it, no.
And man, FES, I'm telling you, I learned a lot, good and bad from them. So I know firsthand knowledge. I'm not just jumping 850 credit team just like the average person on the internet. I actually put in a lot of skin in the game. Lots of investment in my money, burned information I got over and over was the same information. Yeah, this information is all the same. But it's all about understanding how to use it. And that's the difference with anything you do. You can have a AK-47. Yeah, it's a powerful weapon, but do you know how to use it? It don't matter more if you got AK-47, I'm giving you the same gun. I'm teaching you how to use it this time. So use it with what you already know. I'm not taking away from what you know. Add to it, because yeah, it is the same information, but it's not the same information at the same time. Because this information actually works. I bet my whole company on it. I'm retiring. Y'all are the first mentorship class. This is my transition from retiring from doing credit. I done overprove myself. My word of mouth game is decent. Like everybody I service for the most part, I haven't had 100% success rate now, but I had damn near 95%. You know what I mean? It's a few stumbles. I can't say like it works the same for everybody. Some people you gotta put more into. The more energy you put into it, the more you're gonna get out. And so I'm gonna read to you guys the FCRA 605B. FCRA stands for Fair Credit Reporting Act. So you got 3 credit reporting agencies that y'all, or I'm not gonna say y'all, but most people say that credit bureaus. It's no credit bureaus. It's only one credit bureau. That's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. What you're dealing with is consumer or credit reporting agencies. You're dealing with both. Some of them consumer reporting agencies, and some of them just credit reporting agencies. Now, your consumer reporting agencies, you're dealing with LexisNexis, all the companies that we put on the freeze list, right? Those are considered consumer reporting agencies because why? They report on your public record. They report anything that's dealing with you, not just credit. So if you look at LexisNexis, start to do your homework on these companies as well. Islam, mute yourself too, so they can hear this recording clear more, so everybody else can hear clear. Make sure everybody muted. Thank you. Peace and love. So you dealing with credit reporting agencies or consumer reporting agencies. They fall under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. 605 subsection B. Now you heard of subsection 609. So I told y'all, we deal with three main sections. All you have to know is 605 and the Fair Credit Reporting Act. 605, 609, and 611. But you got to start with the 605. That's codified in Title 15 USC, subsection 1681C2. So I'm giving to you right here. So you can stand on this with anybody you talking to. When you send this identity theft procedure out, it's codified in a federal law, so it applies to every corporation, it applies to every credit reporting agency, consumer reporting agency, etc. Even though it's under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it still was codified under the United States Code. So you got to understand what that means, more. That means that is federal law. That means you can sue under it, a person go to jail under it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's law. Now, what it says is this, and I know a lot of people think, okay, only law is Constitution, so I don't want to cause no confusion. But when I says law, you got to understand you have two sides of anything. You have positive and negative. So even the law is like that. So you can have a title code under the United States Code that's still law because it's on a positive side. That means it's something that protects you. Anything that protects you is law. Always remember that. If you're confused about what's a law and what's not a law, just read it and say, do this protect me, or does this tell me that I can't do something? If it protects you, it's law. That's the law of nature. That's common law. That's how it works. If it don't protect you, it's a code. It's an ordinance, a statute. It's color of law. All right, so I'm just going to read this. The block of information resulting from identity theft, and it says subsection A, block except as otherwise provided in this section, a consumer reporting agency shall block the reporting of any information in the file of a consumer that the consumer identifies as information that resulted from an alleged identity theft, not later than 4 business days after the date of receipt by such agency. So it's clear cut, more. See, you going to the 609 procedure, you think in your mind 30 days. But the 605 only give them 4 days, like the Moore said. Once you're aware of your rights, more, you just have to tell them. And for exercising, I'm aware of my rights. You only have 4 days after receipt. How do I know receipt? Because I sent it certified mail and they gave me receipt of delivery. When you look on USPS.com, it's going to say delivery. Whatever date they got there, more, that's when the clock starts. They got 24 hours. After that, that's 1 day. 24 hours after that, that's 2 days. 24 hours after that, after 72 hours, that's 3 days. 96 hours makes 4 days. And they say business day, so they're excluding like the weekend more. So that might affect it a little bit. That's why I always tell Morris 7 days. After 7 days, I say call them with the phone script. Did y'all receive, just like the Morris said, just that simple. Did y'all receive my certified mail? I mean, I do this to the court, more. I call the court clerk. Look, I called a case. I called the court clerk and said this. Did you see my mail? They said, yes. I said, do I have to come to court? They said, we will let you know. We'll let you know, more. We'll let you know. They ain't say, hell yeah, bring your ass to court. Boy, you got that court there. You know you're supposed to be here on time. Nah, more. They gave me a favorable reply. And that's what these companies do. Child support. I had them do the same thing. I make these companies crumble to their knees off this. You know why, more? Because identity theft is serious. It's nothing to play with. Because This means that you have charged me with something you can't prove. That's fraud. You can go to jail as an agent for the corporation. That's why the lady had an attitude, because you put her liable. Next week, I'm going to go up to the credit bureau. We got the credit bureaus right here in Allen, Texas. If y'all been sending off y'all paperwork, y'all know what's the Equifax right there? I believe Equifax or Experian. But it's right in Allen, Texas, right next. So I'm gonna go up there and show you how you can hold a person liable more. I want to do this so bad for you, Morris, because you have to know when you talk to an agent over the phone, that agent is not responsible, because the whole time you're sending off letters, who you sending them off to is no human being ever sent you anything. You got a bill, there was no signature from a human being on there. Nobody put their liability on the line, but they claiming you owe something to this company. So notice to the agent is what? Notice to the principal. And notice to the principal is what? Notice to the agent. That's how it works. So who's been held liable? That's what you need to understand when you're dealing with identity theft. Who is the person that's claiming this against me in the first place? That's why you asking for the contract, because the contract gotta contain signatures on it. I think somebody, Cache, you asked me about the debt note. The debt note is a contract. If you look at your Federal Reserve note, it has signatures on it. Everything you sign is a debt note, a promissory note. When you went in the car dealership, they approved your credit. You paid your down deposit, your down payment. Then they say, okay, sign this paperwork. Now, one of the papers say the prices on which you're going to pay, how much the interest is and all that. It breaks down the fee schedule and everything. And you sign that. That's your promissory note. You just promise to pay everything that's on that paper. That's a security agreement. That's not a contract. See, a contract don't work like that. A contract works like this. The person that's giving you something signs it. And they actually giving you something. Something of value. A Federal Reserve note is a promissory note. So you can't give me, like, look at this, Mo. I'm signing a promissory note and you give me a promissory note in payment. You haven't gave me nothing. You gave me something I just signed. See, that's the ball game we living in. Because the word debt means obligation. So by you and your mind feel obligated, you became the debtor. Because in your head, you became obligated. But we know 12 USC 411. Y'all know 12 USC 411? Who know 12 USC 411? Somebody tell me who know that.
Is that the all rights reserved?
That's UCC 1-308. Google it. Y'all got a phone right in your hand. Y'all can cheat. Y'all got, hey, this is a workshop. So the thing is I'm teaching you the tricks, how to work their system. Not how to listen to me. I'm just a mentor showing you what I did, how I do it. With everything I'm saying to you, should be writing down. There ain't no joke.
What's the code again?
12 USC 411. 411.
Issuance to reserve banks. Nature of obligation redemption.
Nature of obligation. What's the nature of the obligation? You read that code, it says the obligation is to the United States for Federal Reserve notes. They're promissory notes. So you got to understand these key things to have the confidence to enforce this identity theft claim. Because if not, you would be stagnant, still trying to read over. Let me look into another definition of identity theft and all that. You're going to study long and study wrong. This class is going to be over with. You're going to have to purchase another one. That's what I did. I don't feel bad. I purchased like 3 of them before I got the confidence to do certain things. So I'm not with you. But I'm just letting you know, you ain't going to get nowhere like that. I didn't get it nowhere like that. I just wasted a lot of money buying the same thing. My homie used to get so mad at me, man. Is he on this call? No, he ain't on here. He used to get so mad at me. He'd say, bro, you know this, you teach it, and you study by more and more courses on it of the same information. That's a lack of confidence within yourself with what you read. You got to believe what you read. Believe half of what you read. Believe nothing what you see and half of what you read. Everything have truth. But at the same time, you got to believe in yourself, more. Believe that you have a conscious mind to, discern trouble from, you know right from wrong. You know when you're putting yourself in harm's way. Your intuition is your guidance. It's spiritual. I know a lot of y'all ain't did the process. You got to make time too. That's another thing. Like, when you get off this call, you should be diving right in the process right after this call. Don't put it off to tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday. Then if you don't do it tomorrow, the weekend hit, it's over. You know you ain't doing it on the weekend. You know you ain't doing it. You know it's too much going on. The kids want to go out. Boyfriend, girlfriend want to hang out. You already know. The weekend booked for most of y'all. Unless you like me, I'm in meetings. I'm in meetings Friday night, Sunday morning, Saturday night. So I ain't got time to do the process on the weekend either. You got to do it now. And I just posted about you see how Experian do me now? I can't even call and do it on over the phone dispute with Experian no more. That's how many times I done cracked their head. They just, all I gotta do now is just send them the letter. Any inquiry I want off, they just remove it automatically now. Because the identity theft is strong, more. They just stop playing with you after so long. Once you
Hey,
crack,
more, they had blocked me too for a little bit. Experience
yeah,
got tired of me. I couldn't call in. Every time I called in, it'll like route me. It'll just keep me on a loop. I was like, this is crazy.
yeah, they'll do that. Yeah, they'll do that for real. It's really real. Like they'll put you on a block list.
But see, I messed up because I didn't know. I was learning the law, so I'm calling up dead, arguing with them on the phone, thinking I'm gonna get them to do something because I know a couple codes, but it wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making
Yeah,
them mad. They blocking me out. You know.
that's it. Yep. Hey, for real, Morris, I'm telling you, this all is a game, Morris. It's all a game. It's all about, do you know the right password to use on them? That's all it is. It's not what you think it is. It's not about being morally right or wrong. It's not about using 100 letters. It's using the right process. It's having that kill shot. It's not about, oh man, I had to send 100 letters and do this. Not. I got follow-up letters. I'm gonna give you letters for every situation. I'm gonna give you 100 templates. But you don't need them. Truly, you don't really need them. Just need this over and over. When you get a new company, just add it to the list. Who got some questions? Let's open up the floor. Since nobody did the process, we got some questions.
I was saying on FTC report, excuse me, you can't add a company. You got to kind of like delete one and add another.
With the FTC report, what you want to do is more. If you do one report and you fill it up, you want to just do a second report. You can only add up to 5.
Would it still allow you to do it under the same email and everything, or do you have to switch the email?
Nah, you probably have to switch it all up. You can use the same social, but your email and phone number, you have to use a different one. So you can use like a Google Voice number for free.
Okay.
That's what I use. I make a lot of Google Voice numbers. I use Google Voice numbers for business. Like if you got my personal number, you really in there with me. Because I use Google Voice for everything. Everything.
Yeah, I just set one up the other day for that.
Yeah, use that Google Voice for sure.
All right.
And then just new email, Google email, Gmail. But the main thing is when you're doing the process, you want to make sure the affidavit has all the companies. Because the affidavit is a sworn testimony. The affidavit they have to prove. They can't rebuttal your affidavit. You have to send an affidavit back to rebuttal your affidavit.
Right.
The report just support your affidavit and your claim that you have, because see, you got to understand, FTC report is a law enforcement report. So you got officers of the federal government who vouching for your claim as witnesses. So that's why the report is, because it's like a form of an affidavit, because affidavit, you have to get an officer of the state to notarize it.
Right.
So the key to all this is having witnesses, enough witnesses. So what I also suggest you do after you finish the procedure, you do your FTC report and your affidavit, your cover letter. Make sure you scanning it so you can have a digital copy of it. And then if you want me to look at it, y'all can even email these to me and let me look at the procedure. Let me review it. Did I do it right? I'll look at it. I'm not going to do it for you, but I'll look at it and let you know, nah, more you should have added this or something like that. But you got to get, you more got to get to work. This is a workshop. Y'all want me to do it for you? You can add a few more dollars and we'll knock it out for you. So y'all already paid. You can add a few more dollars, I'll do it for you, but it's best to do it yourself more because you can maybe do this over and over and over. I'm basically giving you my whole company for the most part. You know how much money I made off this? Successfully removing things off these people's credit?
Yeah, I already seen the opportunity when you was going over it.
Yeah, empower yourself with this. This ain't no information you just hold to your chest. I mean, once you know it, you don't really need customers because once you get these loans and things like that, you get your credit good, then shit. But yeah, this is not just the average discharge some credit. Nah, more I'm showing you how to run a company. This process you can start using on everybody in your family. Just test it out. That's how I started. Man, I was doing my family for $100. Calling my cousin, hey cuz, you need your credit cleaned up. I'm the credit man now. They ain't even believe me, cuz your ass a scam artist. All right. For real. That's what I had to go through.
Nah, I know. Same thing here, bro. But my cousin just actually came to me the other day. I'm about to do his child support.
Yeah, they think because they study wrong, they scared. So fear is your worst enemy, and credit involves trust. So people think with their social security numbers and all that, it involves trust. So people think you're gonna scan and run off and file things and get shit in their name and all that. So the first thing you want to always do is have somebody sign a power of attorney agreement with you that gives you power of attorney, because you legally can't look at nobody's credit report unless you have a power of attorney with them. So you sign a power of attorney, have them sign a power of attorney, and then you can, you know what I'm saying, you legally good. And then if you scared a motherfucker might sue you, you got to get a bond for your credit company. You can pay like $1,000. They'll bond you for like 10K, 100K, depending on how much you want the bond to be. But yeah, Mortis, I'm handing the game down. I just elected my mother. She's the new president of 850 Credit Team, so she gonna be handling all the clients and customer service. All I'm thing I'm doing is just coaching. Like this shit right here is too easy. It's literally too easy for me at this point, more. It's too easy for you once you try it. You know, about next week I should be hearing some results.
Oh, not
It's the
facts. I
last
just
week.
fired that thing off.
It only take 3 days to get to them. 4 days they only got to remove it. Y'all can call them on Wednesday morning. It should be off. Next Wednesday, all that shit should be off. You shouldn't have not one item inquiry, a late payment, collection, nothing. Bankruptcy, student loan. If they remove it off one credit report agency, they got to remove it off all of them. If they remove it off, that's admission of guilt too. I gave y'all a lawsuit, so don't stop there.
Yeah, I'm going to
I
follow
gave
up with
y'all a
that.
lawsuit. Go to the lawsuit template. State your claim. Put it in federal court. Start at 75K. But you can but that's if you got damages for that amount. But what you can do is you can get them for easy 1-2K, because that's the punitive damages 1,000, and it's 2,000 for gross negligence. So if you can prove they was gross negligent, but if they remove it, you can't prove gross negligence. You can prove, violation of FCRA, but you ain't gonna prove gross negligence because they took it off. Now, if they leave it on there and they don't honor you, you can prove gross negligence. See what I'm saying? Because just like if you know your rights, you held them to it, you got certified mail, they got it. It's nothing more than do to sue them. And I'm going to tell you, if you just type up that lawsuit and send it to them, send it to the directors of every credit reporting agency. Go to Google, just simple, put up director Experian, director, and choose one. Put a human being to it. And they remove the items too off that. But that's just further down the line. You don't even got to do all that. But I had to get down like that a couple times, like, for a couple clients, but it's not really needed. If you just do this step by step, you call them a couple times, you good.
So can you prepare a lawsuit for like a data breach if your information was leaked in a data breach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Google just had a big one. But see, what they try to do is get you to sign up for a class action when it's a data breach. So what you want to do is just look up online if you had a data breach, because most of the time the lawyers jump right on that. I think somebody just showed me they had a data breach. Somebody just sent me down here. And
T-Mobile had one. I was on T-Mobile.
I'm a part of it.
I'm a part of T-Mobile too. See, now I'm finna use that. Yeah, I'm finna put some sites together for that. Yeah, so we can probably even come together and do a class action.
I'm with that.
I'm with it. I've been waiting to get T-Mobile.
Yeah, I'm with that. I got the screenshot of the alert I got on my phone from Credit Rise.
I got 5. It told me my social was on the dark web, and it was T-Mobile data breach in August.
Same exact thing.
And then see, all you gotta do is, for evidence, print out your credit reports. That shows evidence of you already did the identity theft claim. See how it all worked together? Now you just print out your credit reports that shows that it was definitely you was affected. Somebody affected your credit. So you got damages. Because your credit is your reputation. This is your credibility for financial freedom. Your financial buying power depends on a simple score. And if that is compromised, that stops you from progressing in life. Because you cannot progress in North America without credit.
Facts.
So can you use adverse action letters as evidence as well? So like if
Yeah,
you went and
that's the
apply for
best.
stuff,
Oh my
okay.
God, you got those. You
Yeah, I
can
got
sue
them.
for you can sue for that whole amount. So if you
Oh yeah,
apply
it's
for a
going
car
down.
and got denied a car, I just got denied and I'm glad y'all said that because I just got
Oh, I
denied
got oh
for
man.
$10,000 with one main financial, and it was because of my identity. I got approved for it, and they say because it's problems with your identity, we denied you. So I'm finna just go back and sue for that. I got damages. Yeah, you use them adverse actions. That's direct proof that you actually applied for something, and based on that credit report, based on identity theft that happened, you got denied. Had it not been for that, you probably had a chance on being approved. But we would never know because you got denied because of identity theft. So you got damages in the door. Yeah, that's the best. If you got that, print those out. We can just ask a couple more people. We get 10. We send them a demand letter and tell them we want a couple million. We can split that up with us 10. Or whoever else
Oh
wants
yeah, we can do that.
With that.
I would say I
Absolutely.
know 10 people on T-Mobile.
Yeah, T-Mobile. I got T-Mobile for
Straight
sure.
up. I got two myself.
Yeah, I'm with. Get with me this weekend. We can sell that. Because I didn't even know
Absolutely.
that. I'm glad you told me that. 'Cause I just got an adverse action too.
Where was that template for the lawsuit?
It says credit bureau lawsuit. And it's in a section that says I think it says credit. Hold on.
It's under 100 templates. I think I found it.
You found it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on 110 place. It says credit bureau's lawsuit. It's one I did for a client, but they never used it. It's Alabama Middle District Court. So that was a federal court, district court. And it was a Fair Credit Reporting Act violation pursuant to federal law. And she's the claimant, that person claiming versus all three bureaus I had. And then it laid out. Like this is a format. I went to law school, so when I make lawsuits and things like that, I actually use templates that the lawyers use. Like they use LexisNexis and Westlaw and things like that, and I do too. So what y'all want to do is get competent with template makers out here, Morris. Like get familiar with the internet. It's hundreds of resources. I pay maybe $1,000 a month just for softwares because they're so convenient. I don't necessarily have to type up a trust and paperwork, things like that. You can go to websites. I'm giving you some key websites. You can go to legaltemplates.net and you can type up any legal document. All you gotta do is put the information in, the person's contact information, and it types up the rest of the document for you. You want to go, if you want to look up any case law, you go to a site called Google Scholar. All these are like free sites. If you want to look up any case law, they got Google Scholar. You can just type in the word of what you're looking up, and then you're going to hit, it's going to ask you, do you want to look it up on the case law or federal law? Or state. You look it up on whatever. I look up case law all the time because case law is supreme law in every land. That's out the judge mouth. Then That's how I even wrote my book about researching case laws. I wrote 1,200. I compiled 1,200 case laws within 2 years. So next thing you want to do, if you want to start a credit repair company, go to Credit Repair Cloud. Credit Repair Cloud will be your whole back office. They got all the templates I'm gonna give you. They got everything you need for your clients. Like I have a real professional service. When you sign up for my credit service, not just you talk to me, I send you an email. No, everything goes through software. So you have your own client login, your own password. You can check your own results. You can upload documents. We can run your credit through an encrypted service. Everything is encrypted through the cloud. I don't have to have 100 paperworks lying around in my office. Everything digital. One click of a button, you can make somebody dispute. Like you can do a 609 letter, 605 letter, whatever. They got all the templates on there, but you got to pay $200 a month for that one. But if you plan on running a business, it's great for your business. You'll never need nothing outside of that. Except your website.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say on the business side of it, I have someone that is interested in me helping them with their child support, but where they owe it is in a Commonwealth state, and so I was just wondering if it works the same or if there's any caveats to it.
Yeah, it worked the same because Commonwealth is just another name for Great Britain. But yeah, it worked the same because case law and federal law, this like right here, this code we using is federal law, so it applies for everybody that's under the federal United States. And that's everybody. Unless they, like I was dealing with, I had a client, my first client in the United Kingdom. So I was helping somebody in the UK. So they got something different in the UK called the Credit Consumer Act. And we just use that. But, it's all the same universal. Prove the claim. I don't care what country you go to, which state, prove your claim. The burden of proof is on the one making the claim. That's why common law is so respected, because that's universal law. That's everywhere.
And you said you had a video on that. Was that on YouTube?
What on the what? The UK?
No, it was on child support. I think you said it was yours.
On child support? Do I got a video on child support? Oh yeah, I got a video on my Instagram. That's maybe what you hearing me say. On my Instagram, I had removed my child support, and I sent them this procedure right here, and then I followed up with a cease and desist letter. Because even though they had took it off my credit, right, with the child support, they were still trying to send you mail. They're still trying to send you mail, a contract put you through the mail. So anytime they send you mail, right on the mail, no contract, return to sender. And then you can put the code 15 USC 1681 on there. And you can never open it because, see, this is how they get you. When they send you the mail, that's an offer. When you open it, that's an acceptance. So that satisfies a contract, because a contract is an offer and acceptance. Somebody make an offer and somebody accept it. It's a contract. So the key is, if you never open it, they can never say you accepted it. See, that's why when you open it, you have to rebuttal it. Or if you stand silent, you already opened it, you accepted it. That's just like if somebody sends you a check, you cash the check, you accepted it. So if somebody owe you $100 and send you a check for $50 and say this the buyout, this make it even, and you taking and cash that, you accepted it. You should have sent it back. Nah, bro, it's no good. I don't want that. I want all my money. But by you not doing that, you accepted it. So you gotta be careful what you accept. So when they do that and you do the Title 15 return center, they should stop. But if they don't, you send them a cease and desist. And then if they calling you, you can go to donotcall.gov. That's the do not call registry. That's the federal registry from the Federal Trade Commission. If anybody calling you, arresting you on the phone, you want them to be held liable for it, get their phone number and put them on a do not call.gov for free. What that's going to do is keep track. It's going to block every time they trying to call you. It's going to be like registered. Every time they call you, now you got evidence of phone harassment and unfair debt collection practices. So they can't call you and communicate with you like we went through the consumer laws week 2. Communication. They can't communicate that you owe a debt. They are never to communicate that. Like send mail and all that. Especially if they put it on the outside of an envelope and shit like that, just from a debt collector, or they misrepresent. Oh, I'm gonna tell you another way you go. The lawyers send you stuff, right? But they debt collectors though. They sending you something from the law office, but yet they asking for a debt for somebody else, like child support, or they might do it for tickets. It comes straight from the Attorney General though. But then on the bottom of the paper, it says this communication is from a debt collector. Now you're confused, like, wait a minute, I thought this was a law. I thought this was government official. I thought this was a lawyer. But yet, says it's a debt collector. So you have to understand that falls under Title 15 as well. Well, remember, we went on a misrepresentation. Anytime they misrepresent themselves as a government official, but they're a debt collector, that's a violation. So just go on Title 15, 1681, 1692, and you're going to cook them every time. I don't care if it is child support. I don't care if it is child support, because it's not child support. In the first place, it's a debt collection. Child support doesn't involve them extracting your funds. Child support involves you actually supporting the child all the way around. Financially, spiritually, physically. So what they doing is artificial. That's artificial support. And that's only to break the family up and hold the daddy pockets upside down. You know, we supporting our kids. We advocate for that. But we do not support unfair debt collection practices. And if they can't prove that claim, see, that child support, that's an easy one. Now, if he in court, do this identity theft procedure, it got to go to Attorney General anyway. Some people don't even send Attorney General and still work. But I'm telling you, if you send it to the Attorney General, it work even harder for you. Especially you got child support. You send this package to the Attorney General, because Attorney General, if you look it up, the Title 4D agency is enforced through the Attorney General. Child support is under Title 4D of the Social Security Administration Act. Title 666. Subsection 666.
Excuse me, is that something you should include in the affidavit? That specific part?
If you're dealing with child support, yeah. What part? That they Title 4D?
Yeah, what you just mentioned, yeah, right there.
I'm gonna upload a child support document with the
That you,
Yeah, I'm gonna upload something that's kind of geared more for child support for you. I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna give y'all some heat. I know I should have had it on there by now, but I'm gonna give y'all some heat. Um, cause I got some conditional acceptance letters to give y'all. Um,
Does the conditional acceptance work like if you're challenging like a loan or something like that? So like for instance, if I'm going at the company for the title of my vehicle, can I send them a conditional acceptance letter for that?
yeah, yeah. Well, uh, you going for the title of the vehicle. The conditional acceptance kind of deal with more of the owner vehicle. Uh, I was just talking to somebody about that too, because getting the title for the vehicle, it's tricky because you got to get that MCO, because the MCO is the true certificate of origin, and that comes from the manufacturer. So what the dealership do is they give it to the Secretary of State or to the DMV when they register your car. So that's why they're so thirsty to register your car for you, because they holding that MCO. So you got to request that MCO from. A lot of times, sometimes they don't have it. They securitized it. So what I tell people, what I learned is, if you can get that bill of sale, your bill of sale is in law called the chain of title. So that is your car title. That's your actual car title. You can actually get that bill of sale authenticated.
Oh,
And then you can use that as your car title. That's what I was taught how to use it. Because the MCO is the true certificate of origin. Sometimes it's securitized and monetized where you can't get it back. And sometimes, depend on, some people get it. Some people get the MCO. Some people, I heard success stories, failure stories. I never tried to get it myself. I just use my bill of sale.
so where did you say they have the MCO? You said what
Your
places do they hold?
manufacturer.
Oh, the
You said,
manufacturer. Okay.
yeah, the manufacturer had the MCO and the dealership get it from them. So you have to request it from the manufacturer and the dealership. The dealership acting like they ain't got it. It's probably because they don't got it. And you can go right to the manufacturer.
Can you use the bill of sale for a used car as well, or is this mainly just for
Yeah.
dealerships?
Nah, used cars even easier to do because you got that bill of sale for sure for that.
Where would that come from?
Your bill of sale,
Yeah.
that'd be the actual transaction, the receipt. The receipt.
Okay.
The
Okay.
receipt is always your title. That's your bill of sale, your receipt. So wherever you saw that you paid for that, it can be a bank statement. If it, you know what I'm saying, if you paid from through your bank, you have to get that bank statement that shows that payment went to them, or some type of receipt, or you can go to them and request one. You can actually type up your own and just get them to sign one.
Even if it was a cash sale?
Especially if it's a cash sale.
Okay.
They should get your receipt.
Okay.
Anytime you buy something, always get a receipt. That's a contract. That's why your receipt got 3 days to refund anything. That's under contract law. That's why they securitize everything under 72 hours. Because your promissory note was your receipt. That was your payment. So they took your receipt from you and securitized it. So always keep your receipts. I mean your contracts. That proves the transfer of ownership. How else can you prove it? I paid for it. That's how I prove it. Yeah, keep that if you can get a copy. You didn't get no, that's what I say. You didn't get no receipt. It's not the end of the world. You just type up the bill of sale on the legaltemplates.net. Yeah, they got the template. Print that out and just get them signed.
You said which website?
Legaltemplates.net.
Legal templates. Okay.
Yeah, I'm typing in the book. Google Scholar. And go to credit. Yeah, legal templates. I'm looking at it right now. Can y'all see my screen share?
Yeah, your mic's going off, so
My mic going out. Come in and come back out. Is it on?
it's live. We can hear you.
Okay. Is the mic still bad?
No, you clear now.
Okay. Good. Now on legal templates, you can literally type in any document you need, and within 1 minute, it'll type up the document for you. It already got every template you need on here. Lease agreement, lease termination letters, starting a business, LLC operating agreements, partnership articles of incorporation, non-disclosure agreements. And then if you go on sale, personal property, says bill of sale. You click on bill of sale. It has right here, do you want a vehicle bill of sale? Create document. It literally just asks you your name, enter the seller's full name. So you just gotta know the information. You just put in my information, I guess. Make it fast. It says, what is an auto bill of sale used for? And it explains to you at the bottom what it is. So you don't even gotta believe me. It says an auto bill of sale is a legal document. It's a legal document that memorializes the sale of a car, motorcycle, or other vehicle between two parties, a buyer and a seller. In exchange for a certain amount of money, the seller agrees to transfer ownership of the vehicle to the buyer. An auto bill of sale serves as an official record that a vehicle was sold on a certain day for a certain price. This your title right there. I ain't making it up. Your receipt is a legal document. That easy. What is
Can
the
you
buyer?
remind me? I'm sorry. Can you remind me where we go to get things authenticated again?
Oh, you just send it Secretary of State or your state or whatever the document was created or notarized in. You send it to the Secretary of State in that state for like $5. And they send it right back to you. You got to put an application with it, go online. Just just Google Secretary of State authentication, and it's gonna tell you your state because Google got the location and all that, so it's gonna tell you your state. Bam, you download the application. You add the application with the original document you want to authenticate. You cannot send a copy. They only authenticate the originals. So you send them the original. That's why I always tell people, if you make a bill of sale, make 2 copies. Make 2 original copies. Keep 1 original copy and then get 1 copy authenticated or an extra copy. But the extra copy that's original, send it to them. They're going to put their government seal on, stamp it, send it back to you. I just did my fee schedule like that. I teach that in status correction course. You can authenticate that fee schedule. Just did my fee schedule like that. But this bill of sale is powerful. So you put the buyer's information. I'm just gonna put the same stuff. To make a vehicle, we just gonna sell we gonna say the Act truck. I don't know which one. I don't know what's the model. I guess the Act truck, huh? I don't know what that is. AC4 or something. 2020. Type SUV. Put the VIN number. I don't know the VIN number, but you'll put the VIN number of the car. I know VIN numbers be a lot. The color, condition, description, odometer reading. Odometer reading accurate. It says, why is the odometer reading required? Federal Law 649 CFR 580.5 requires odometer readings be disclosed in all auto sales. If you have knowledge of the odometer has been altered, repaired, or is broken in any way, then you must disclose the fact on the bill of sale. Why? Because the bill of sale is the contract, so everything has to be the meaning of mine and be disclosed. All contracts have to have full disclosure. How much was the vehicle being sold for? Let's say $10. Is the sales tax included in the price? Yes. How was the purchase paid? We're gonna say it was cash, right?
Yeah.
If the sellers provide any warranties, no warranties was given. Yeah, it is. What was the sale date? We just say today was the sale date, or you go back.
You're
You
not
go back.
sharing your screen, by the way.
I was not sharing more. Oh man, I thought I was sharing the whole time. Okay. Okay. Y'all gonna see it when it's done anyway. Okay. Notary acknowledgement. Can you see my screen now? Do you want
No.
notary? You can't see it.
Now we can see it.
Okay. Now you send it again. Can you see the notary acknowledgement? What it's asking for right now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
see that.
So you want a notary acknowledgement is a formal acknowledgement by a notary or a public office that your document is authentic. So to get this authenticated, you have to put a notary acknowledgement on, okay? It says at the bottom, do I need to have my bill of sale notarized? Certain states may require that you have your bill of sale notarized in order to complete a transfer of title for the purchased vehicle. So what I just say, this was a transfer of title right here, right? The bill of sale. Even if your state does not require notarization, having your bill of sale notarized will help you prove that your document is authentic should any party challenge the sale in the future. Bam. Right there, it's telling you. Your bill of sale is your car title. That proves that the whole transaction took place. What is a title? Titles proves that you have the ownership in the car. So if you have the actual receipt, who can have a stronger piece of evidence than the actual receipt? Think about that. Let's say your document is ready. I'm gonna sign in with Facebook or something. Hold on. Let me go back. It should have somebody can review the document first. On a computer, I can review if I was on a computer. Let me try to keep going with it. Say create account. I already got an account. All right. So here we go. Auto bill of sale. I want to show y'all so y'all can see it. So you can download a PDF or Word so you can edit it for more. Man, say give me a hard time right now. I got a plan and all that. But it's better to do it on your computer more. It'd be free. It's not a good, but you pretty much get the gist of what I'm doing, right? You need a bill of sale. Duplicate, edit. I just want to look at the damn thing.
I'm also wondering, what if you
Oh,
don't
here it go.
remember the
Pretty good.
person you bought it from?
Here it go right here. Well, you ain't gonna be able to do it if you don't know the person you bought it from.
Okay.
If you don't know the person you bought it from, then you want to do a UCC on it. If you don't know the person you bought it from, you can simply do a UCC on it because it'd be nobody claiming it. So once you put the lien on it, things like that, if you got the certificate of title and all that anyway, you got ownership of it. Like
It's your car.
it's your car. So you don't only thing you have to do is I'll do a UCC warrant on it. If you don't have no the person who bought it and all that, then that's cool. You just do a UCC warrant financial statement on it.
Can
So
I use this? Can I use this for a vehicle that's out for repossession? They haven't repoed it yet, but it's out for repossession. Can I use that?
yeah, if
All
you can
right.
get somebody to sign this, you see at the bottom it says they gotta sign it. So the buyer and you will sign it on the notary acknowledgement. Yeah, you get somebody to sign that. Yeah. This is binding. This says, I, Antoine Davis, agree to sell, transfer, and convey all rights, title, and interest in the below described vehicle. This it right here. This is your title. This the best title to have. Be real. This be the MCO. Only reason why MCO is so good because it's coming from the manufacturer straight to you. Because the manufacturer truly is the creditor of the whole asset in the first place. They the ones made it.
Does the UCC one work for like renewing tags?
You should do it work for what type? Kind of tax?
Renewing the car tags, like if the tag expired?
Nah. If you paying taxes on your car like your tax, um, they gonna do that anyway. You gotta register. They gonna try to charge you for that for having registered. That's what status correction about. Like you don't have to register your car and have tags on your car. But if you don't have your car conveyed to your trust through the UCC and then have your trust set up correctly, then they're gonna try to say you riding without tags and things like that.
Yeah, it's not for
So
me. It's for somebody that lost their title. They don't remember the name of who they bought it from, and they're trying to basically get it registered in another state from where they had it registered in before.
and they don't got no title to the car. They gotta
Can't
they gotta
can't
go
find
they
it.
gotta no they gotta go they're gonna have to go get what they call a salvage title.
Is it like the title bond?
No, it's not a title bond. You gotta go to the DMV and tell them you lost the title. And they're gonna give you a lost a place title. They're gonna give you a title for people who lost their title. That's all they gotta do.
Okay.
Yeah, they just have to go to the DMV and just let them know I lost my title. That's all. They're gonna run it, make sure it ain't stolen, and then they're gonna give you a replacement title. It takes like I think like 2 or 3 weeks before you get it in the mail. And it's like, I think it costs you like, they only cost like $25. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that though. But I know for a fact if you lost your title, it's not the end of the world. You can just go get a replacement title. People do it all the time. I mean, just think about it. Millions of people lose their title. Not irresponsible people is they lose stuff and clumsy. Yeah, that's a simple remedy. You don't have to do no status correction nothing just to get another copy of title. But if you're trying to do a status correction on the car, that's something different. The questions you asked me about status correction on the car, he just needs to get a new title. Just call the DMV and tell him I lost my title. And they'll let you know exactly what to do. Come up here with your ID or something like that, and we'll get you doing.
Also, I wasn't sure if you were using it interchangeably, but is the UCC1 the same as putting a lien on something or someone?
Yep. That's the notice of the lien. The UCC1 is a notice of a lien. So, do you know what a lien is?
Vaguely, if you could explain.
A lien is as simple as 2 words. This is a security agreement. Remember when you asked me about a debt note? A debt note is a lien. Do you understand how that works?
I don't think so.
Okay, a security agreement, like I say, you got contracts and agreements, right? So an agreement is only you promising to do something. And then what makes it security is that you have collateral. Anything that's collateral is called securities. So your signature, birth certificate, social security number, those securities. So the debt note is a security agreement. It's the same thing. That's why it's a promise to pay. So when you say lien something, it just means somebody owes something. Somebody in debt. So when you're doing a UCC finance statement, it's not a lien, it's a financial statement. So the financial statement is telling who owes something and who is the secured party. Who's the debtor and who's the person who is owed to. It's just giving a national notice. So it's giving notice to the whole United States. So if you do a UCC in Iowa, it's full faith and credit throughout the whole United States. So what is called is an encumbrance on the title, or what you might hear, cloud the title. So when you do a security agreement and then you post it and give notice of it, now it puts the person who's the debtor in a position where they have to clear that notice, that obligation, that's lien, that security. They have to pay the security agreement before they can transfer their title free and clear. See, nobody gonna buy a title to something that's not free and clear, because then you're taking on somebody else's debt and obligations you ain't have nothing to do with. So just think about a mechanic lien. So a mechanic lien, say a mechanic come to the house, fix your roof. He want $4. He want 4,000. You ain't got it. He gonna go turn around and put a lien on you, on your house. He gonna put a lien on you. He gonna put a lien on the house for 4,000. Now the house might be worth 100,000, but when you go to sell a house, you can't sell it because the buyer can't buy for 100,000. He got to buy for 104,000. Because the lien, to clear the lien, to have a clear title, and this person out your pocket, out your hair, you got to pay them off. Remove the lien. So that's just what a lien is. I hope I'm just making sense to you. I know I get long-winded about some stuff.
No, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that simple. It's just a security agreement. We make liens every day. It's not done on the UCC. It's done when you agree to something. When you sign a mortgage, the mortgage is a lien. Because you put the house up for collateral. If you default on payment, they come take the house. Because that was the collateral in the event that you default to cover the payment. So you put a lien against the house. That's why they say a mortgage means a dead pledge. Because that's exactly what it is. You pledge. A pledge is a lien, an agreement. You pledge your house. And when you get done paying it, the agreement is dead. Because see, a bill of sale and a mortgage is two different things. Because a bill of sale actually shows transfer of ownership. A mortgage does not transfer ownership. It's just a lien. So when you pay off a lien, that don't mean you own a house. So if a mechanic put a lien on your house, do that mean he own your house? That means he just got an interest in the matter. He owes something in the matter. But it's different with your car. Because not only do you have possession of the car, which is 9/10 of the law, you also got a lien against it. And you got a trust in it. So that's a contract on it saying that you indeed got ownership over it. Now you get that notice to the DMV on your registration form, you're going to see it says, do you want to put a lien on this car? Do somebody got a lien on it? So you check the box and then you put your UCC lien number on there. And that's how you lien it through the DMV. So now, no dealership can claim they got any interest in it or ownership because right on the DMV certificate of title, it's going to have your trust or your name on there as the lien holder.
So as business owners, how would we go about putting liens on people if we did a service for them and they didn't pay for it?
That's a mechanic's lien. You put their name on the UCC finance in one statement. That's the debtor. If you got their social security number or anything you want to lien, like you got, but I'll get people's their house. If you got their house, just get their tax ID number off the tax assessor office website. This is not legal advice neither. This is a disclaimer for this recording. This is not legal advice. I am not a lawyer or licensed attorney. This is for scientific purposes only. But yeah, you do a UCC financial statement on anybody who owes you. But the thing is, if somebody owes you, you did some work for somebody, you can just take them to court too. You can do a tort claim on them. You can simply do administrative process. You can send them an invoice for the amount that they owe you. You can give them 10 days or you can give them 30 days. Once they don't respond, because they might think you're a joke, when they don't respond, you send them a default notice and then you take that that you send certified mail to them with a lawsuit to the court, to the small claims court. They have your money in 21 days. Because once you go to the small claims court and you file a lawsuit against somebody, they're going to send out the sheriffs to serve that person. When the sheriff served that person, they got 21 days to answer that. They got to either pay your money or come to court and tell why they ain't pay your money. And if they lose, then you can garnish them. Because most people are not going to show up to court. And small claims court, most small claims court, depending on what state you're in, you can't even have a lawyer in there, so they can't even hire an attorney against you. So you want to get this book. If you got somebody, you get this book called Winning in Small Claims Court. That's going to teach you everything about suing somebody, getting to somebody money they owe you, how to garnish them after you win a claim. And that's written by a judge. That's written by a judge. I don't want to misquote the brother's name. I can't think of his name, but it's wrote by a judge. I'm gonna text it. Okay, so let's go. We've been going for a while. Let's go through the week 1 and 2. Okay, that's better. All right, week 1, chapter 1, we went through the credit report audit, how to order personal credit report, how to order a business credit report, VICO versus Vantage credit scores, how to send out certified mail USPS, how to audit consumer report, the SSN versus EIN number, how to get an SS number from the SA legally. Week 2, chapter 2, we went through the credit suite procedure. We went intensive research of the understanding of consumer laws and contract laws. We introduced the 10 secret credit reporting agencies. We went through the 4-day credit suite procedure. We also went over the 24-hour entry removal procedure. We went over how to estoppel traffic tickets and toll road violations. Right? Now, chapter 3, I uploaded the trade lines. All right. We get a lot of recapping this week, but we're supposed to go into these trade lines. So I'm gonna touch into the trade lines and the credit unions next week now. We just make that one class. Because the trade lines, that's gonna have to be talked about for at least 2 hours. Because there's a lot to know about them trade lines. But I know we had the week off, and a lot of people haven't even started their process. So I do you an injustice by just pushing forward along. And we have to get this recap week. So if you got any questions now, please ask so we can move forward. Because once you hit these trade lines and open these credit unions, you're doing all that in one week. And then you're going to wait your 30 days for that to hit. And then we're going to go and get that funding. And then you're going to holler at me to get the funding, come back, give me 10%, I'll get you 100K. So next class, we might have to extend it a little bit, 3 hours, so be prepared for the grand finale. So anybody got any questions? About the first 2 weeks or the next 2 weeks that's coming up, or the next week that's coming up.
You got something for late payments?
Late payments, we just use a goodwill letter, but what I tell everybody is this. If you got more than one late payment on one account, they are not going to budge. If you got one later payment within the last 2 years, they'll take it off. And all you gotta do is send them a letter, say, hey, because of COVID, I had financial hardship. Can you just take off that late payment? I've been paying on time. That's it. That's a goodwill letter right there. Once you make that goodwill attempt and they don't go, you're going to have to remove that whole account. I don't care how long you had it.
For real. Because, man.
I just did that with my Southwest Airlines credit union. I had Southwest Credit Union. That was my first bank account I ever had for a while. So I had 3 late payments within the last 2 years, so I had to remove them. They wouldn't budge. They send me a letter back, so they have to report accurate information. I say, how you report accurate information? You ain't got no contract. So go ahead and remove it off. Just go ahead and take it off.
When they remove it, did they close it or it's still active?
It's closed.
Okay.
They still send me a bill though. So you still gonna have to respond to the bill. You can send a debt validation letter. Or you can discharge it. We've been using the discharge method. We've been using the social security number or the account number that's on your bill and using the bank route number and turning that bill into a money order. Because that's what it is a money order. So that's what I suggest. You got late payment, go ahead and just remove it off. Just add them to the identity theft process. Because because the thing is, the credit bureaus and these companies are in contract with each other to keep you with a low credit score so you can pay high interest because they make money off passing interest to you. So all the banks, every creditor that lends so-called Federal Reserve notes get it from the Federal Reserve Bank off interest. So they pay 1% interest on everything they borrow from them. So that's why they give it to you for at least 1.5 or 2.0. It's never going to be just 1% or under that because then they don't make anything. And they never going to do that. So I think the lowest APR rates, you probably find out that's like 1.5, 1.9. So that's how they make their money. Because think about this. If I got $100 from Greg, and Greg said I owe 1% on that, so I owe $101. But then I take that 100 and I give it to you, and I say you owe me $105. I just made $4. I didn't even lose nothing or spend nothing. I just made $4 off of nothing. Just giving you my obligation and selling to you as a middleman. So that's what they're doing to you. They selling you something that's coming from the Federal Reserve Bank and saying you owe interest on that. When the whole time they the ones responsible for the interest. Interest is usury. So either they gonna get in line with you or you just pull them out on their fraud. You know what I mean? That's how I plan. Either you gonna play smooth with me or I'm just gonna call you out on your fraud. Just remove this whole obligation. And that's why I put the list of them credit unions, because credit unions come and go. It's a dime a dozen. And I want y'all to start riding around your town, scoping out for next week. I want y'all to bring me at least 2 credit unions in your city. They can be federal or local. But get in the habit of researching credit unions and banks, community banks, because that's your money. That's them people you can go right to and say, give me $100K, and they're going to give it to you. They got it. I teach people we don't have to work for money. when you know you got big homie on every corner that's gonna put you on. Big homie is the bank. He got it all day long. They never run out of loans to give you. Some places do, but that's why you gotta, do your homework and research. Look up their credit cards. Go talk. If it's a small community bank, go talk to the branch manager. Go talk to the loan officer. Ask them one question. Hey, I'm working on my credit. What can I do to qualify? They'll be glad. They'll probably write it down for you. Okay, have this on your credit. Have this on your credit. It's that easy. Like, I was never really into this credit world like that because when I was growing up, it wasn't an option. It was like nobody used that as an option. I'm telling you, use this as your first option. This should be your first option. Think about it. As soon as you hit 18, your credit was activated. You was given unlimited credit. But we just think it's just something we supposed to use to prove that we don't have to pay bills and stuff like that. No, it's not about the discharge. With me, like I say, get that off so you can get to the funding. That's what the credit for. It's credit. It means we're going to give it to you off the strength. So credit is king, not cash. Credit is more important than cash because cash you have to earn. And cash is not always going to be acceptable. You see, we're going to a cashless society right now. We're going to an actual cashless society. So cash is not king because the king has been dethroned. And credit is the new king. Credit is unlimited. How can somebody put limitation on your credit? There's no such thing. There's people that got 20 accounts on their credit, 30 accounts, 40 accounts. There's no limitation on that. Probably got 20K a piece on each account. So tap in. Next time we tap in, I want to see some results. If not, I want to pull up some credit score. I want to see your credit reports. If y'all want me to look at the credit reports, screenshot your credit card and send it to me. The accounts, the account summary part. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me show y'all. If I got one saved. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to pull up the wrong thing. Let's see. I got one saved. I got super days in here. Oh, here we go. All right, this part of your credit karma, right? It says credit health. And then you're going to see TransUnion and Equifax on the top. Can y'all see this? I'm going to send it to the Telegram group text too. I just sent it to the Telegram group text. Can y'all see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see.
I know this is somebody. It's not mine, but it's somebody's. One of my clients. Now, this is how you gonna know if you got a good credit report or not. Credit Karma does this little thing called the credit health. And it's a very good tool. It's free if you know what you're looking at. Okay, Destiny just sent me yours? Okay.
Yeah, that's mine.
I ain't gonna pull it up on the recording. I'll look it up to record. But this right here, is how you know. Like, you see it has green, says payment history, and then you see on the next it has a green color next to it. So green means good. That means that's the way it needs to look. Now it says 99%, that should be 100%. You should have 100% payment history. So I think, Judy, you asked me about late payments. Late payments gonna hit what? That payment history. So that's the number one thing. It's telling you right here, the number one thing on there what's gonna hurt you. It's telling, and this is in order too. About what impact your score the most. Remember we did the graph, the pie, how the FICO is broke down. This is the FICO you're looking at. This is how they factor your score off this lineup. If these things are not green, don't matter what your score is. See, you become a credit specialist now. Credit scores don't matter to specialists. Credit reports matter to us. Credit reports over a credit score any day. Because the loan officer don't care about a credit score, care about your credit report. So everything supposed to be green. If it's not in green, that means it's bad. So it says credit card utilization. See, that's red, 66%. What should it be? Who knows the magic answer to what that should be? What should your utilization be at? Correct, 10%.
10%.
Correct. Why should it be at 10% though? Because I'm a why person. I gotta know why everything. I used to break down toys when I was little, just know why it worked a certain way. G.I. Joe toys. I used to love popping that little rubber band in the middle. You gotta know why. You know why. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because the golden rule is this. Utilization is 30% rule, right? 30%, after 30%, it goes higher. If it goes to 35%, 40%, your credit score drops. Okay? At 30%, it does nothing. It's neutral. You don't hurt it, you don't help it. When you go under 10%, you help your credit score. It starts to build the score up. So if you keep your utilization under 10%, it's going to be helping your score. That's why you keep it under 10%, so it can help the score. So anybody asks you, now you know. And you can research that, and my theory will be proven. If you look it up, utilization, research utilization. And then you have to understand, it's a thing called credit to debt ratio, and then there's a thing called income to debt ratio. Do you know the difference on those two? Because that's important when you're going for a loan. Who know the difference between those two? Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Your income to debt is how much money you're making versus how much debt you're holding. Correct?
Right. Yeah, that's right. Correct.
Okay.
And what's the credit to debt ratio?
So that's how much actual credit you have, how much, like how big your line of credit is to how much debt you actually owe.
Right. So one is utilization. That's the credit to debt ratio. How much debt do you have available? How much do you use of the debt? That's your utilization. So if you have 10K and you use 9K, how much utilization have you used? 90%. So now your credit to debt ratio is 90%, your utilization 90%. But like the brother said, income to debt ratio, that's something that's done on a credit report. I mean, not a credit report, pardon yourself, on a credit application. So when you go in front of somebody that's overlooking, say like a lease officer or somebody like a rent office, you're trying to get an apartment or a car, they the main ones gonna look at. They're gonna say, how much money do you make? And then they're gonna look at how much money do you owe? How much money you pay for bills? How much money is you getting garnished? How much money you got to pay for child support and these type of things? That's your debt. So they're gonna look at how much do you owe. They're gonna look at the credit report because the credit report gonna tell them what. You got open credit cards, You got card notes, so they're gonna factor all that in. Okay, you paying $300 on this card note a month, so they're gonna factor in all this debt per month. So they're gonna say per month you pay $3,000 on just debt. Then they're gonna say how much you make a year or how much you make per month. So you gotta make 3 times the amount what your debt is. Always, that's the golden rule. 3 times the amount. So if you say I paid $3,000 on the application worth of bills, or they found out you paid $3,000 worth of bills, you better be a legend. You make at least $9K a month. And to prove that they're gonna want to prove of income, right? So that's when the check stubs come in. Never go in there and say you're self-employed. Because if you say you're self-employed, when it's time to prove your income, you gotta really prove it now. You're gonna have to pull up tax return transcripts. You're gonna have to pull up bank statements. But if you say I'm employed, even if it's your own LLC, it don't matter. They don't know who the owner is because LLCs ain't got no owner. So you can say, hey, look, I work for Tactical Training, LLC. They don't have to know you the owner. I work for them. Okay, give us a check stub. Bam. That easy. Check stub say you make $9K a month. Now your debt to your income to debt ratio is satisfied. When they want to satisfy your credit to debt ratio, they just gonna look at your utilization. That's it. So you gotta know them 2 terms. Now, you look at the next one. It says derogatory marks. You see it says 0, green. That's what it need to have. You should have nothing derogatory. No collections, late payments, nothing. Closed accounts that's transferred because of payment wasn't paid and all that. Nah, you can't have none of that. Nothing, zilch. Nothing needs to be derogatory. Okay, now it says age of credit history. You see it says 5 years, 7 months. You got yellow. Yellow means that's medium. That's in the middle. So it got to be over 5 years. So if it was at 6 years, it'd have been green. Under 5 years, it's definitely going to be red. But how do you satisfy that if you just not getting new credit? You just swept your credit. Everything new on that now. Trade lines. So that's why we're going to go on the trade lines. I'm going to show you what the trade lines do for the last 3 parts here. Age of credit history, total counts, and hard inquiries. Because the trade line process I'm going to show you is how to get trade lines with minimum inquiries. Almost none inquiries. Matter of fact, I don't get no inquiries for real. I got like 8 accounts and I got like 1 inquiry, and I'm finna remove that. But you gotta have at least, you see how this person has accounts, 21 accounts. You gotta have at least 10. Most of y'all might got like 2 or 3, and y'all like, yeah, I got a couple trade lines. Nah, bro. Go get 10. Go get 10 of them. I don't care if they small ones. Go get 10. And because it's called diversifying your portfolio. So you gotta have we're gonna go into this. That's why I said we gotta go in 2 hours of just trade lines. Because you have to know how to diversify the portfolio. You have to have installment loans and revolving loans. Installment loans means it's collateral based, it's a car or a house or something. Revolving loans means it's recurring like a credit card. So you want to diversify the account. You want to have 10 accounts that turn that green. Hard inquiries. Anything over 2 inquiries it's gonna be red. 2, not 3 inquiries. 3 is the limit within the last 2 years. How long? Y'all know how long do inquiries last on your credit report? 2 years. So I want to see this from everybody, so I can review. Let's look at your your credit health on your TransUnion, your Equifax. And I want you to start to identify yourself what you need to do for your credit. So you should be able to look at this and say, okay, I know exactly what I need to do for my credit to get my shit 100. My payment history, I got a late payment somewhere, I need to remove the whole account and send them a goodwill letter. My utilization, I got to pay that down. Got to get that at least to 30% if I can't get it all the way down to 10%. I got 0 derogatories, I'm good. My credit age, a little shy. I got a cousin, though, he had a credit card for 7 years, and he don't even use it. Let me holler at cuz. I'm going to teach y'all about the authorized user game. But basically, just like this. Cuz, put me on this authorized user. Look at his credit report before he puts you on, though. Don't just take his word for it. He might, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? My credit good, woo, woo. Then he got late payments on it. It's gonna go on your credit history too, boy. Don't do it. Don't stop. Don't do it to yourself. Look at his credit report. Let me see your credit karma. Pull this up right here. You see what it says? Payment history, click on that box. You can click on it. It's going to tell you what the payment history was. If it's a credit card you trying to use, see, his credit report don't matter. Only thing that matters is his history with that credit card. He just adding you to the credit card, not his credit report. But we're going to get into that. All right, cuz you got a credit card for 10 years, 6 years. Man, add me as an AU right fast. Put me on as an AU. Bam. 30 days, it's going to hit on your credit. Now, that's in the green. Total counts. I'm going to show y'all how to get counts. Y'all can go sign up for stuff like Experian. What is this called? Experian. Damn, I got it. It's Experian. I want to say Plus. But you go on the Experian website, and they have you sign up for a membership to report your Netflix and all that as a credit on your credit report. Those are trade lines. Your Netflix bill, your phone bill, your utility bills. Experian will report that as a trade line. Your rent is a trade line. The rent you paying right now is a trade line. That's credit. Everything you do and pay is credit. You can go to don't go to rent reporters. I use them. They kind of shaky. You can go to Rental Karma, but it's on the trade line list. If y'all look at the trade line list, but you go report your rent for $10. For $10, they're gonna put on your credit report how much you pay rent as a trade line. They go back 2 years too. So you get 2-year history right there. 2-year trade line. Bam, right on there. These things I'm showing you how to get with no inquiries though. These not nobody, you have to do no credit report on you. But we gonna go into that. That's already in the list. If y'all a little bit ahead, we'll jump in the list and dive into it. But we're gonna go into detail of that. Then the hard inquiries, like I say, we got the 24-hour inquiry removal. Use that over and over. They blocked me. I done used it so many times, I burnt it up. Now I just got to send the letters out. But you know, anytime you got 30 days to remove it, or they might make it stick for 2 years, but as soon as you get inquiry, look, you can just call them and remove the inquiry right off and keep the account. Some accounts you got to be careful though, because if you remove the inquiry, some credit cards are shut down on you sometimes. So you gotta be careful how you moving with that. If it's a credit card through a bank, you got a bank account, then you can go ahead and remove that. But if it's just a credit card, you know what I mean, from just some type of creditor, alleged creditor, then you know, they might shut it down once you remove the inquiry. I had a jury line I used to use. Everybody know about I think it's AG jurors, but I had another one that was cold, but they just stopped doing it. They was you can get an automatic trade line with them for 150. They give you 10K trade line on there. But they put it hard inquiry on there. And when I removed the hard inquiry, they closed the account on me. But now they don't I can't even use that line because the whole company shut down. They didn't shut down, but they don't report to the bureaus. So when you open up trade lines, you gotta know, like you gotta ask them, like, do y'all report to the bureaus? It's okay to ask these questions. Like you showing that you care about your credit and you know something, like they gonna treat you different. Like, yeah, we report to bureaus. Like, which bureau are you looking for? I need all three of them reported. If it's just reporting to one or two more, that's how you get these accounts that's only reported to one or two bureaus and not the others, because you didn't do due diligence to make sure they report to all three of them before you signed up. You don't have to sign up for these companies. Hundreds of companies give you credit. So choose wisely. You know what I'm saying? Choose wisely. I'm going to yield the floor. Anybody got any questions?
I have a question. Is there any information on what you talked about earlier about endorsing bills?
I don't know if I uploaded any files on that the group chat, but I will. I mean, not the group chat, but
Your mic went out again.
hold on, let me come in and back it up. Islam, can you hear me clear now?
Islam, I can hear you.
Okay. I had to add something there. I don't think I have. Let me see if I have. I don't think I put in there about endorsing bills in there. I think no, I haven't put anything about endorsing bills on there. But I'll put the I'll upload that. That's not a problem. Let me see. Nope, I don't have it in here. But I can upload that. That's not a problem. How to endorse your bills. Accept for value. I'm gonna add the accept for value and a conditional accept for value. So you have how to endorse it and how to dispute it through the same UCC process.
So what's the difference between conditional acceptance for value and then regular acceptance for value?
One you dispute. So when you say conditional acceptance for value, you asking them to validate the debt, proof of claim. When you accept it for value, you're not asking for that. You just saying, go ahead and send it to the Treasury and discharge it. They gonna take care of that. You endorsing. So one of them is endorsing, and one of them saying I might endorse it, but you gotta prove your claim. So a conditional acceptance is used for challenging jurisdiction or validity of any debt. Acceptance for value is good for discharging the debt. They both are part of discharging, they just different ways of doing it. Because discharging means this: dismiss the charge. That's simply what it means. It's discharge. So there's many ways to dis a charge, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give some information on that, some PDFs. You know, I'm gonna flood the Google Drive with all those documents for sure.
I was gonna say I didn't see your book either.
Oh, the book ain't up there neither. Yeah, I gotta put that book in the Credit Secrets book. So I'm gonna give y'all the Credit Secrets book as well. Yeah, the Credit Secrets book and the book I made got 1,200 case laws, and they got 102 questions and answers about the law and more science. So yeah, y'all get busy. Like, I want to hear some testimonies. Don't let Tactical Judah get all the glory by itself, no?
Hey, I'm gonna take it too.
You know what I mean? Because, hey, when the funding come in, it's time to get these banks fund. You know, you don't want to be left out.
I have another question. So what do you do if on your credit report you don't really see like derogatory marks or collections or anything of the sort, but if you try to apply for certain bank accounts, they deny you, but they don't really tell you what reason they deny you for?
Oh,
Check
okay.
system.
Okay, that's a good question. Why do you get denied, right? Now, they don't tell you why, but they gotta give. That's what the brother was saying. What if you receive an adverse action? So they gotta tell you, they deny you, and they gotta tell you which bureau they check, right? So when they tell you which bureau they check, go to your Credit Karma and look at your credit health. You got denied because something was not in the green. So, if you go to the trade, I put in here. Yeah, if you go to the trade line, the credit hit list I put in here, an approval hack list. Now, what I did for you is this. Off my research, my companies and the people I've been dealing with, I made a hack list for you. And it's going to go into the trade line. Now, these are all the credit cards and certain electronic stores and companies, right? Credit unions. And this is the bureaus that they check. So these are their requirements. Most people require you have a 640. Some require you have a 700. But if you know in advance which one they check, so you got Apple Card, the Apple credit card checks is TransUnion. So if you want you an Apple credit card, right, you come to your credit health and look at your TransUnion. So it's on you to check your credit score before you go in there so you can walk in confidently. So if you know you got something in red, get it in green. You know they checking TransUnion, so make sure at least your TransUnion is sharp. If you have all these things in green, you cannot be denied. I mean, you can't be denied on credit because it's discrimination. So if you qualify, they can't turn around and deny you because you qualified already. You're in compliance. It's not based on your race, ethnicity, national origin, sex, gender, or religion. It's based on your credit score and credit report. Now, if they deny you and your credit put up the part, you use the adverse action they gave you, and you can sue them based on that. Because now you can prove that it was discrimination based on your sex, gender, national origin, or religion. Because that does happen. If you ever seen that movie Banker, the movie Banker was about a brother who started a bank in a small town because everybody that was business owners that was melanated was getting denied for bank loans. They was discriminating against all melanated people so they can keep us down. So it will happen. They call it gerrymandering or something like that. So based on where you stay at, things like that, you can get discriminated on when dealing with certain creditors. So that's why it's important for you to understand what the compliance list look like, because this is your compliance list. Once you get all these ingredients, you are in compliance with every creditor. Only thing can stop you is like I say, your debt to your income to debt ratio can get you denied. So if you telling them, oh, I paid $3,000 worth of bills, if you don't tell them I make 3 times that amount, then they will deny you based on your your income to debt ratio. So you just have to know certain golden rules on that. So we might have to go through a whole. I ain't gonna lie, because I was thinking about starting a mentorship just on like loan brokers, like just so you can know how to go get loans. You know, it's so much to know to dealing with them people, but it's real simple. Once you know the golden rules, you just stick to the rules. And if you violate the rules, then you might get denied. But if you make 3 times the amount of anything, and then you got this right here in compliance in green, it don't matter what your FICO credit score read, all that. If you got all these in green, you gonna be at a 700, guaranteed anyway. 700 gets you in the door with most everything, unless you just going for something that's just out your range. Like you trying to get funding on $1 million funding, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't got that type of collateral recovery or something like that. But if you going for one of these credit cards and things like that, you know, unless it's American Express or something like that, you know, where you have to move through the LLC. But if you're going for personal credit, you shouldn't be denied once you got your credit health together. Hey, it just made me think of something new, this credit health. Like, it gave me some ideas about credit health. Because we always talk about health as well. Shit, what about your credit health? But yeah, that's what it is your credit health was in bad shape for sure. So this list, if y'all can see the list, this is a powerful list, I'm telling you. This how you get your trade lines and things like that. You get approved. You don't even got to worry about it. Like, you already know what they're going to take. You walk in there like a boss with confidence, your chest poked out, saying it with your chest like, give me that car. You feel me? Let me get that about you. Let me have that. You walk in that credit union, give me that car loan. I'm going to show y'all the car trick. How you get a 30K car loan and turn it into cash. The trade
Oh
line
yeah, I
class
need
gonna be
that.
lit. Yeah, trade lines once you clean up the credit, man, trade line part get lit. That's where it get fun at. Cause that's when you start getting the money. Getting the funding and the cars and all that. That's fun. That's the fun part of it. This the hard part is, you know, getting it cleaned up. But man, once it's cleaned up, it's fun. I've been living off credit for 2 years. I'm telling you, it's fun. It's decent. Especially when you step it up and start discharging. Come on, man. You can't lose with this credit game.
And you said 100K. You said 10%.
10%. That's the broker's fee. That's it.
You go ahead and
You walk
sign
away
me
with
up,
90.
brother.
Hey, that sounds good. I love that. That's the fun part. Because you can get up to $500,000. We're going to sign you up for credit unions and everything. And man, we gonna hit them all at the same time. Just like the car dealership. When you go to a car dealership, they run you across 10 banks. Tell your credit up. You have 10 inquiries on your credit. And then you might get denied and you can't even go nowhere else. But we're gonna use the same trip. It's called a credit loan sweep. You're gonna do a sweep on it. We can go for $500,000. I'm just saying minimum you might get 10K. You might get $500,000. That's why I'm retiring. It's over. I don't want no more customers. It's just broken loans and get my $500,000 going.
I'm
Because
with
it's two parts to this. Yeah, it's two parts to credit because everybody's stuck on like enforcing the laws and things like that. I get that. That's cool. But once you do that, then what? It's the second part to the credit is using it to leverage your life. And that proves how much knowledge you have on credit, how your life is. Like, we working and you got a social, you don't got that much knowledge of yourself and your social yet. That's all. It's cool because I didn't either. I mastered the consumer laws and all that. I'm learning the broker game. It's exciting now. It's back. I had gave it up. I got tired of the laws and all that. You feel me? Just revive me. I'm telling you, it's fun. Get that credit cleaned up. Come over here and get these trade lines. It's easy. We figured out it's down to a science. You got this down to an algorithm now. Yeah, 10%. Once y'all get it cleaned up, y'all need help obtaining them loans. I'm gonna teach y'all how to do it, but y'all still want my expertise on it, I will help you. I haven't retired from that part. That's the fun part, because hey, that ain't the part you gotta answer all 100,000 questions. I was giving away too much. I was giving people credit repair and consultations for one price. And they was burning that up. They was calling me at midnight, 7 in the morning, the weekends. They don't even text first. And just to ask a simple question. And they don't understand energy. Like, that's why I say if you're going to get a credit company, get you a Google Voice number. Don't give them your personal number unless they plug in with you. They ain't plugged in like that, I'm telling you. And it's going to be the people that want the discounts. The people that pay full price, hey, they be the easiest ones to work with because they really care. But the people that don't want to pay you and don't want to pay what it's worth or get something free, as soon as you help them, man, I'm telling you, them be the worst ones sometimes. Them be the ones give you all doubt. They don't believe in what you're saying, none of that. I'm telling you. That's how I go with our people. It's cool. I'm not mad at them. I just know how I go. But I'm done. I ain't finna keep, stressing myself. Hey, what messed me, I'm gonna tell y'all a real life testimony. I gave somebody this game for $2,500, how to start his credit company, start to finish, like how to run a whole company, right? He said, bro, I paid you $2,500. I'm not finna run no goddamn credit company. He said, I don't even know why you doing it. He said, bro, it's too much money out here to be dealing with people. Ever since then, it just fucked me up. I just been on the kick like for real. I'm finna just retire. And you should too. Everybody should learn how to do it themselves and just live off this. You know what I'm saying? Credit repair companies is just be for convenience. They very needy. I support them, but they should be for convenience. Like you don't feel like doing, you want to quick, you come to somebody like me, I'll sweep it in 30 days. That's needed. But at the end of the day, it's like you should know how to control your own credit report. And you should know how to live off your credit. Nobody should be talking about going to work. After this mentorship, we should be talking about I'm going to the bank. I'm laughing to the bank now. Because a 680 is worth 100K. That's minimum, though. I'm not talking, that's minimum. So when I be saying 100K, just put minimum in your head. It's worth more than that. Because credit is unlimited. So just because you got the 100K at one time, guess what? You can get it again, and again. So that same 680 probably made you 10 million. Anybody got any questions? Long-winded now. It's almost 10 o'clock. No, y'all on the East Coast. Some of y'all is almost 11 o'clock.
I just got a question with regards to the loans. Like, if I was to pull one out or a credit line, I get that discharge, correct? You probably said that already, but
yeah. You can get any type of charge can be dismissed. You can dismiss the obligation of the charge. Okay, I see in the chat, Destiny, you got a question about the SSN as a personal guarantor for your EIN. Can you do this for your foreign 98, for your trust, or a regular A5 EIN?
Yeah, I was basically asking, how do you set it up? How do you use your SSN to be personal guarantor?
So when you do a credit application, it's just gonna have a simple section on that say personal guarantor. And then that's what you put your SSN information in. And you can buy anything in any EIN number. So foreign EIN or domesticated A5 number, it don't matter.
Okay, making sure, because I heard I really supposed to like cross public and private, like basically use a public vessel, then convey your public assets to your private trust. So I didn't want to like merge the two.
Yeah, but SSN number, EIN numbers, both them public. Ain't nothing private about that.
Okay.
Yeah, Stallman, everything dealing with the Stallman credit reports and credit, all that's public. Only thing is private is the assets. So, like, when you get the car is actually private, but the contract, the debt obligation, all that is public. The credit you use for it, that was public. Public just means, I'm going to tell you between public and private. The real definition of public and private is domestic and foreign. That's really what it deals with. When you say public, you mean in U.S. government. When you mean private, you mean non-U.S. government. So like the Chinese government would be a private. That's private. Because they're not a part of the U.S. government, which is public.
So if you get a 9-8 foreign EIN, that's not non-U.S.?
Yeah, that's non-U.S., but that's considered private because it's supposed to be under another government. Because you're saying it's foreign, so if I have a foreign entity, that means it was made in Morocco or made in China, and now I'm doing business with the United States in North America. So that makes my entity foreign because I registered it under the Chinese government. But see, a lot of people not doing that part of it because they don't know that much yet. They don't know that what they supposed to actually still register their company under a government, a foreign government. So if you do a 9 number over the phone, they're gonna ask you, where did you set this up at? What's the address to the foreign country you set it up in? And most people don't know what to say over the phone. But what you're supposed to say is you give them an address to a foreign government or a foreign country. In law, the word country and government is synonymous. Country does not mean the land. Territory means land. Country means government. The state doesn't mean land. The state means government. So when we say foreign, we're not talking about foreign land. We're talking about foreign government. And private and public, that just means public dealing with the United States or not.
Islam, thank you.
So, anybody got any more questions? How y'all feel about this week? Was it cool or what, y'all?
Oh, you've been bringing the heat, brother. I'm ready to get T-Mobile.
Ready to get on T-Mobile? Yeah, let's get them. Cause I ain't even know that big.
For real.
For sure, I've been with them for a couple of years too. So yeah, they put my social on the dark web. Oh wow.
Yeah, I got like 5 notifications from Experian the other day. So I was like, what's
Wow.
going on? So I'm guessing that means they found it in 5 different places. And each
Yup.
one said it was a T-Mobile security breach from August.
Wow.
Yep.
Cause this is the thing. How is they breaching the security? It's the T-Mobile people that's doing it. So they've been doing this for a while. This is the same game they've been doing. All of a sudden, they wipe out people's accounts and all this, and they claim all the information got breached. But don't y'all got security measures for that? See, it's the thing is the inflation. If you notice, I was just talking about that today. I went and bought a Snickers. I know I'm supposed to be eating Snickers, but that's my vice. I went and bought a Snickers, right? And the little small one that used to cost 85 cents is now $1.50 right now. I said, man, it just switched last week because I buy these every almost day. You know what I'm saying? The gas price is at $3.15 in Houston. They normally is at $2.50, $2.45 average. It's at $3.15 right now. So what you gotta realize is the recession, the reset is so close. They going to super hyper inflation. Look it up. The United States has went into super. See, they everybody about this reset, but they don't know how it's gonna happen. See, it's gonna happen how it happened in history. The price is gonna go up first. It's gonna go up so high you can't afford shit. They're gonna starve you out. You're not gonna be able to afford the food no more.
Like
Because
what
they
they did in
control the price.
Venezuela.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important everybody put up a 90-day food supply. Because they're gonna starve you out. They already got it set up where you gotta have a vaccination card just to get in the grocery store. They're gonna have layers on this to keep you starved. Do you notice how that during COVID they wanted you to still pay rent, but people didn't have no jobs and they was getting evicted. And then they had to issue a memorandum just to stop the evictions. But that's a temporary memorandum. That's a privilege, a benefit. If you don't know how to discharge, you're gonna be in trouble. Because you ain't gonna be able to pay these bills no more. That's gonna be, I don't care how much money left, you're just gonna go broke. Just giving up all your assets to pay these people. Because they're gonna make it so high, the bills gonna go up so high, we're not gonna be able to afford it no more. It's like discharging, disputing the debt is gonna be more important than even accepting for value. Just what you learn in these procedures, it's gonna save your life one day. Guaranteed. They're gonna come at you for the debt, it's gonna be so high, you're gonna have to dispute it. You're gonna have to discharge it to something, because if you don't, you're not gonna have enough to keep paying. It's a game they play. They give you the money and set the value on it. They got you. Everybody talking about the crypto and all that switch over, but that's the good part of it. The crypto is the good part of it. The bad part is you finna go to a super hyperinflation. And that's not good. That means the Great Depression all over again. Soup lines. People used to have to walk in soup lines. You had to go outside and with a little bowl, and they put some slop in your bowl, and that was your meal for the night. So, hey, put up your 90-day food supply, learn how to dispute these consumer laws because it's gonna be needed for survival. Anybody got any questions?
I got a question about the car loans you was talking about. You said the one for the 30K, like buying whips and all that. The car loans, you said the 30K car loans and the whips, like with this type of knowledge, it'd be basically more I guess what's the word I'm looking for? More easier. It'd be easier for you to basically finance a vehicle, basically, or something like that. But you were saying how you could get it cash and all that. So
we're gonna go into that one. I got you, Noble. See, the thing is, okay, a card, okay, it's called the card trick. Now, a car loan work like this. A bank will finance you for a car, right? For any amount of car you want. So most people go to the dealerships to get them a car. The dealership run your credit to the bank. So what we're going to show you how to do is go to the banks yourself. Tell them you want a private dealership car loan. They're going to cut you a check for whatever the amount of the car is once you approve. You take this check and you go deposit the check into one of your business bank accounts that you told them to write the check to. Once you deposit that business in that business bank account, Navy Federal is going to turn that into, or any credit union is going to turn that into a personal loan. So it's going to go from a car loan to a personal loan now. But you just got 3 times the amount more that you would have got in a personal loan. Now you got to pay back the minimum balance on that, which is whatever the car note being like $200 a month. But you just walked away with a $30,000 check. So what you're supposed to do is reinvest the $30K, pay them back their money. And you use their money to make you some money. So that $30K reinvested, like we got the Forex Autobot. You get 40% on any investment you make. So every 10K, you getting 4K back every month. So if you 30K, say you threw 30K in a Forex Autobot, you getting 12K back for that 30K every month. You only got to pay these people back $300 a month, man. So you walking away with 11K profit every month after you pay them back that money, and the money making money itself. So it's just a cat and mouse game like that. Like with the reason why we go to the banks instead of the dealership is because of that purpose. They gonna cut you the check, and the credit unions I'm showing you, you don't need no documents to get the car. You don't need no proof of income, check stubs, none of that. And you don't need no down payment. So you can walk in credit union, no money down, no job, proof of income, and they're going to cut you a check for $30K. Guaranteed. And you can do that with 10 banks. That's $300K.
For sure. So you can only discharge certain things. You can't discharge that.
You can discharge any charge, but it has to be a charge first. So for you to discharge something, it has to become a debt first. So Once you get the card, they send you the bills, then it becomes a debt, you can discharge it. Some people will say you're supposed to wait 90 days though before you start. They say you're supposed to pay a couple of bills and wait 90 days, then you discharge it. That's what they say.
For sure.
But we're going to get all into that in trade line class. Trade line class is going to be the best one, to me. Because that tells you about all the tricks of the trade. How to use this credit to earn yourself some leverage in the cash world. Because the credit should be cash. Ain't no point in having a whole bunch of credit and no cash. Anybody got any more questions? I will y'all out. Y'all tired? What's up? Y'all got some more questions? Y'all ready to hang it up for the next meet? Y'all ready to get started at work? Y'all fired up? That's what I like to hear. Y'all fired up. Ready to get some results.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make it happen.
For real, ready to get this tired of talking about it. All right, well, let's close this meeting. I'm going to close this meeting. Courtside Circle 7. Reading by the noble prophet Jew Ali. That's cool with y'all?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Okay, this to be proclaimed at every meeting. Islam, I'm glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me in the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim that I was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me, so they may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds, the ones that paid their due, the ones that paid their divine respect to me in the movement will be remembered. That's why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase your faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy, because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world would not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being here. It has been proven by my works which I have performed in the past few years. Prophet Noble Jew Ali. So I close this meeting with that. Put on your brain, Morris. We need them finances. We need them badly. Never before have we needed them so badly to shove aside the discord that is facing this nation, Morris. So let's go out and get them finances through this credit system. We'll be back same time next week for week 4, the grand finale, Morris. So put that work in. As soon as you get off this phone, brothers with the T-Mobile, let's get going on that. Let's get going. We just need 10 for a class action. So if y'all want to get in on that, let's try them out and see what we can get. All we can get is a favorable reply. You know? Ain't like we making something up. We ain't frauding nobody.
Well, I'm for it. I'll have to get on that ASAP. You ain't got to worry about that.
All right, sounds good. Well, you Morris leaving light. I came in peace. I leave in love.